We're getting closer and closer to the 2025 NFL Draft. All right, and welcome back, my Miami Dolphin fans. This is B Trill, and this is Phins Football Podcast. Go ahead and give me some likes, and if this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe. So I want to make sure you're getting the latest updates, recaps, and predictions. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for welcoming you back. I know I haven't put out too many videos recently, but of course it is the off season. Right now, we're getting close to the NFL draft. We are kind of wrapping up free agency. Of course, after the draft, there'll be a lot more free agency pickup. But of course, I'm B Trill. I always want to thank you for coming back and liking and subscribing. Get my name out there. So with free agency wrapping up, I'm going to be talking about some NFL draft targets coming up. So in order to go over some draft targets, we're going to want to talk about where our depth chart is currently. So I'm going to be bringing up the depth chart, but one thing I do want to mention is something that Barry Jackson talked about as far as what we've done so far in free agency. Let me see here. So Barry Jackson said, in all seriousness, Dolphins clearly upgraded at the one guard spot, the number 3 wide receiver, punter, inline blocking tight end, short yardage back. This could all work out if they get Calais and a skilled backup defensive lineman, a vet cornerback, Mike Hilton, 5 to 10 decent ones left, another starting guard, someone who shakes free, a veteran safety, and immediate contributors at 13 and 48 who could fill 2 of those needs. Sounds like a lot to do, but good safeties left. So that is Barry Jackson's take. If you guys don't know who Barry Jackson is, he is the reporter for the Miami Herald. He is one of the first persons to ask a question at all of the press conferences. So Barry Jackson, very reliable source, but that is his take on what we've done so far in free agency, kind of what needs to be done coming up next. And I agree because I'm going to show you the depth chart. Of course, we got starters as Tua, Devon Achane, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. New third wide receiver, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. So he is a big body wide receiver. Hopefully he'll be a big part. We got Jonnu Smith, Alec Ingle at fullback. We got Teron Armstead penciled in right now at left tackle. We'll see where that goes. Maybe Patrick Paul does start. Liam Eichenberg is guard. That's terrible. Aaron Brewer at center. James Daniels at right guard. Austin Jackson at tackle. So right now, the biggest glaring need on our offense, right guard, Liam Eichenberg. So with that, I think he is the number 1 draft need. Of course, it all depends on where it falls. 13 is pretty high when you're talking about grabbing a guard. So maybe a tackle. Tackles are usually high, but a guard at 13 is pretty high. With that, I think that Tyler Booker, he could be the pick there. He could be sitting there at guard. But I also like some of these possibly played tackle in college, could start off their career at guard and then move to tackle later on. Like the big guy out of Missouri. Let me see. Amand Mabu. So again, he's out of Missouri. Big tackle, but I think he might go early on. Will Campbell, they're saying because of his arm length that he might fall. I don't think so, but again, he would be great as a guard early on. Maybe a tackle starting off, but definitely he played tackle in college. So with that, I see those three possibly filling that position. So hopefully those are some of my big draft target needs. On defense, let's go over that depth chart. Right now, our defensive line is pretty empty, making that my number 2 draft need. Right now, we only have Matt Dickerson, Benito Jones, Zach Sealer, and Neil Farrell. That's it on the defensive line. If you're not talking about the outside linebackers, of course, you got Jalen Phillips starting. Chop Robinson is coming in as a rotation if Bradley Chubb is back, which he did restructure his contract. Terrell Dotson, Jordan Brooks, Willie Gay Jr., and KJ Britt is the inside linebacking rotation. I kind of like that. Cornerback. Of course, we got Ramsey, but on the other end, we got Storm Duck, Cam Smith, Ethan Bonner. Not really great boundary receivers yet. A lot of young names in what I just mentioned. Storm Duck, Cam Smith, Ethan Bonner. Very young. So maybe, who knows, maybe out of them they do show out. But with that would be my number 3 target. So we'll talk about the rest of my draft targets. Safeties. We got some free agents that we picked up. Not Pro Bowl players, but high ceilings. We got Ashton Davis, and we got Effectu Melifonwu. So those two are looking to be the safeties starting as of right now. Coder K, who is our nickelback, with Artie Burns, who we just picked up. So that kind of rounds out the defense. As of right now, I did mention we're going to need defensive line big. We're going to need safeties big. We're going to need a second cornerback. So whether we pick them up in the draft or we grab them after the draft and the rest of free agency to see who's left, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. But considering we haven't picked up anybody just yet, that kind of shows that we're probably leaning towards maybe a Will Johnson out of Michigan. Maybe he is going to be that cornerback that comes in and takes over. Maybe we go safety first round. Malik Starks, or we got Nick Amanawanu, I want to say. Those two safeties, the one safety out of South Carolina, he is a beast. I'm going to show some things about these players right now. They are ranked very high. Ranked down, Nick Amanawari. Sorry, I must mispronouncing his name. He showed out in the combine. He moved all the way up the boards, and where he's looking at possibly a top 15 pick, and Miami might be the one to grab him. He is listed at 6'3", 220 pounds. And he is fast. He ran a 4.38. He had a vertical jump of 43 inches, broad jump of 11 and a half, and he bench pressed 20 reps. So all those were top, besides the bench press. But the 40-yard dash, vertical, and broad jump were all at the very top for the combine out of results for that position. So he is listed as possibly shades of a Jeremy Chin. He is rangy, twitchy safety, rare size, who plays with instincts and coverage, provides an immediate factor on routes over the middle. With his size, he could play the tight ends. He can also cover the fast running backs. He can cover those slot receivers. So I like him as being one of our picks. Again, there's lots of people who are going to fall, who are going to go up. Some other people that I mentioned, Mason Graham, he probably won't be there. He looks like a top 5 pick. He's out of Michigan, but maybe Kenneth Grant, his running mate, his teammate in Michigan. So those are some Michigan players. It's kind of hard as a Buckeye champions to mention some Michigan Wolverines on our team, but I mean, you got Will Johnson, Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, but those three are looking pretty good. Kelvin Banks Jr., he is also one of those tackles who could maybe start either at tackle or move inside. Defensive tackle, Walter Nolan. So he could also look like a good one along with the Michigan boys. So we got some targets out there. Some of these could fall. Some of these, half of them could be sitting there at 13. So we got picks at 13. We also got picks coming up at 48. We'll see what happens. I'm excited because with that, I'll be excited about any of these players. I think that right now we're going to go after starting guard, safety, cornerback, and defensive line. Those are going to be the main targets of the NFL draft, especially day 1 and day 2. I'll be honest, I'll be upset if we kind of go wide receiver or edge, just because the need isn't that strong. We do need depth, but for starter players, not that big of a need. Guard, safety, defensive line, cornerback. So I'm going to wrap everything up. I got to get back to work. I am on lunch break. But again, thank you for tuning in. Keep watching, keep sharing. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Again, this is B Trill with Phins Football Podcast. I might drop one more video later on before the draft happens, maybe my mock draft. But as always, Fins up, family.